Yes, indeed, man. You know the vibes. We are back at it again with another special guest. A guest that you may have seen him here before, a return guest, I should say. Our guy, Brian Williams from 2K, is here with us today, man. Round of applause for Brian, man.
Oh, come on, stop that, stop that.
Legend.
Special guest. You guys are too kind. I'm a guest. I'm not all that special though, but I'm glad to be back. I was looking forward to chopping it up with you guys today.
Hey man, we were looking forward to chopping it up with you. Look, like I was telling you all fair, man. Once we saw, the trailers and everything, I was like, look, we got to see if we could, make this happen again. And I'm glad that we were actually able to do it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad we here. We got you here. We about to have a good conversation, man. First off, how have you been? It's been a year since the last time we spoken to you. How are you doing, brother?
Oh, bro, I'm doing great, man. Life is amazing. You know what I mean? It was great talking to you guys last year and talking about 2K23. The reception to that was overwhelmingly positive, and it's always, obviously as a game dev, that's what you want to hear, right? I mean, I've worked on these games long enough to have, release games where it's like people are like, I don't know about that would be. Uh, Better luck next time. But that wasn't the case for 2K23, and uh, I'd be shocked if people feel that way about 2K24 because this game is dope, man. Like for real, for real. You were just talking about the trailer you saw. Yeah, man. Kudos to our team. Like that was one of the sickest trailers that I've seen with this franchise in a long time. So yeah, man, things are great. Ever since I turned 40, life has been just nothing but blessings and blessings. So
So we love to hear.
how
Right,
you guys been? How you guys been? It's not just about me. I want to know how the fellas doing.
man. Where should we start? Man, you want to start?
Listen, me and Eve, and I don't know about Cody. We've been locked into the gym, so shirts are fitting a little different in a good
There you
way.
go. Yeah, man.
Locked in. So we've been trying to improve, better our health and stuff like that. The show doing sensational. People loved your interview the last time you were here, so everything's I feel like everything's doing great right now.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I would have to agree. I'm doing good. This is me and Brian's first time sitting down, getting able to talk with each other. Like Manny said, I got a lot of good reviews on the past interview and everything. So I was looking forward to sitting here and chopping it up with you. So I'm doing great.
Yeah, man, I'm doing very well. Also, man. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if you've ever experienced this, as a a producer or creator, but sometimes you get like creative. I don't want to call it like a mental block or anything, but sometimes you're not feeling it creatively. So lately I've had to go out and experience new things to come back and put it into our art. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I found new inspiration and all of that. So I definitely have like a second win, as far as creating and all that. So I feel great too. I'm not gonna
Well,
lie.
that's awesome. That's awesome, man. I will say, yes, I've definitely experienced that creative block. I mean, it happens. Like we're in the creative space, all of us here. And sometimes you just got to step away and just step away. And it can be hard because I know you guys are all driven. The success of your show. I'm driven the success of the game. But sometimes we got to treat ourselves and just be like, you know what? Let's just take a step back. And you were talking about, you guys are all working out now. It's like that for me is like my therapy.
Mm.
Like so many times I'll just go to the gym, get a nice sweat in, and just, you know, focusing on just that can kind of help reset and reframe things. But yeah, the creative block is real. But the thing is, you just got to power through it. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
It's a
it
fact.
happens.
There's something about lifting 315 pounds that clears your head. I don't know what it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Something about
Literally.
getting that weight up off you. It just clears your mind, man.
I
Yeah,
think it's the
it's
fear
a
of
threat of
letting it
droplet.
fall on your chest where you're like,
Exactly.
oh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Hey man,
Yeah.
speaking of creativity and all of that, let's pivot into the questions, man. Look, we got you here.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you're doing great. So let's get into it, bro. What's the process like? Making a yearly game. How tight is your schedule? And is there any pressure? Like, we're coming off of 2K23, which was a massive game. And 2K22. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
Yeah.
we've seen each year it's gotten better and better. Was there any pressure creating, 2K24?
I mean, there's always a certain amount of pressure. every year that we begin a new game. But I think, when people hear the word pressure, I know it can sometimes have like a negative connotation to it.
Mm.
But I think, and it can if you let the pressure, overwhelm you. But I think, having a bit of pressure on you is a good thing because it's a motivator, and it's, not wanting to rest on our laurels. Because it's easy to ship a game, or it can be easy to ship a game and think, all right, our stuff doesn't stink. Like, we got this, but it's like, nah, you just got to be humble in success, and you just have to be driven to do better. Because that's the thing. We have a very truncated development cycle because we come out every year. So, I'm a strong believer that it's hard to attain perfection in what we do, but especially when you're doing a yearly game, right?
Yep.
So, we just the whole team, myself, my coworkers, everybody, from the designers and producers, those in marketing, we're all driven to try to, put out the best product that we can and to top, the game that came before. So pressure, yeah, but it's the good kind. It's the good kind of pressure where it's like we really do give a damn about this franchise. We care about the fans. We do this for them, and selfishly, I've been doing this a long time. I do it for me too, because I play the hell out of these games.
Yeah.
But and I don't want to play a stinker. So so yeah, the pressure's there, but it motivates us and it pushes us to do the best and to deliver the best that we can for the fans because these games aren't cheap. You know what I mean? And we want to make sure that people are getting their money's worth and that they're enjoying and having a good time with it.
Yeah, you definitely restored the feeling from 2K14 with this new game. Like that's what I was looking for all these years. It's been like 10 years and it's finally here. And then I see the trailers for the new game that's about to drop. I'm like, "Oh man, here comes some, new modes, some new match types and stuff like that. Here we go." So, I mean, the feelings are restored.
Yeah, man, it is crazy to think that it's been 10 years since 2K14, which in that year's game, for those who don't know, we did the 30 years of WrestleMania,
Hmm.
which honestly, it feels like, I mean, 10 years. Jeez, now I say that out loud. I'm like, man, I'm old.
Yeah, you're
But,
about to make me throw up saying that because I didn't even think it's been 10 years.
but it's like, fast forward 10 years and yeah, we're doing the sequel. We're 40 years of WrestleMania is this year's showcase. And it's bigger, badder, grander than it was 10 years ago, which is cool because obviously, we've got 10 years since then. So
Mhm.
we were able this year to introduce a lot of matches that we wanted to do 10 years ago, but couldn't due to various reasons, certain talents not being available, maybe working for other companies. So that was something that was cool for this year. Plus, just that time, we were able to throw in some matches that are more recent from WrestleMania's history. So it's a really good mix of the 80s, obviously the 80s and 90s, the 2000s, 2010s on up. So I think I not no I, no I don't think I know that this is a dope lineup of matches, 21 in total, and I think the fans are really gonna dig and appreciate what we got cooking for them.
You you kind of mentioned like you weren't able to do certain matches or modes or anything. Like what was like a match or a feature that gave you like the most challenges working through this year's game?
Uh, man, I will say, well, not this isn't related to Showcase at all, but in terms of matches that didn't really give us fits, but were definitely matches that just contain a lot of moving parts. For our two of our new match types, the container matches, the ambulance match and the casket match. Uh, so we've added four match types this year. Two are returning from previous iterations, and then we've got these two match types in the ambulance and the casket that are brand new to the franchise, just period. And anytime you're dealing with a prop, uh, it's always one of those things where you have to account for everything on an animation side, right? Like,
Mm.
how do you interact with the casket when it's closed? What can you do with the casket when it's closed? If you Irish whip an opponent into it, if you drag somebody into it, if somebody happens to fall on it, like there are all these things you have to account for. Uh, how do you open it? From where can you open the casket? Like all of these require animations, motion capture to basically to really tighten the screws every which way that we can. Because the thing is, even though it's just a one-on-one match, both of these, there are just so many different ways, and our game is so deep in terms of the moves you can do, the interactions, the way where you can traverse within the environment, that you just have to account for a lot of things. And dealing with these two match types in particular, we started out very good, but we soon realized as we were playtesting and getting the motions in, we're like, okay, we failed to get motions for this specific thing, or we've got to pick up things to accommodate for this action. And we did. And so that's one of those things where even with the best of intentions and really thinking things through, once you're actually playing it, then you really kind of can see where this thing is going. And I'm just glad that as a team we were able to identify holes and then get the necessary data to fill those holes. And at the end of the day, you've got two matches that are brand new that are just honestly just amazing to play. And yeah, the interactions with the ambulance, being able to climb on top, you can fight on top of the ambulance, you can chuck your opponent off of the ambulance into the ring, sometimes to ringside, bashing somebody's, head with the ambulance door. Like it's just, it's fun, man. And the reaction that we got from Community Day, because these two matches were there, was
Mhm.
just through the roof, man. People loved them. Xavier Woods spent a lot of time with us at that event. And he couldn't leave. They had like their WWE PR had to come and try to drag him away because he was having this epic ambulance match with one of the influencers, and the fact that to see one of the WWE superstars themselves, enjoy the game as much as he did, like that to me was like everything.
Mhm.
So yeah, I know long-winded answer. I'm sorry. I sometimes can kind of go on. I
Uh,
apologize.
That was great. That was great. I did have a question. Are you still working on the move sets and different types of moves?
I am. Yes. Yes,
So,
sir.
are you able to tell us like what new moves you've been working on from the last game to this game, and what's your favorite if you have one?
Oh, I've got a bunch, man. I will say I've got to give props to my boy Brooks Norris, who is our contractor who does the move set. So the way that we work is that he does his pass, and then I'll review it and make edits if need be. But it's a two pronged assault when it comes to the
Hmm.
move sets. And yeah, we added a whole bunch of new moves. As always, I mean, we've got a big game, right? I mean, so whether it's updating moves or getting new moves for existing roster members who might have been in 23 or supporting new characters. Yeah, we are never not at a loss for adding new moves to the game. And as far as like what are some of my favorites? Let me see. One that Cody Rhodes is Crossroads Trinity. Uh, that's the Crossroads where he hits it 3 times in
Hmm.
succession, where he keeps the opponent hooked. I love that one. And that's actually his super finisher, which is another new thing, new gameplay addition that we added this year.
Right.
But between the new moves for characters and then just a lot of the interactions, attacks that you can do in the casket match, the ambulance match, uh, oh man, like the animators, they really put their best foot forward this year. It's a robust and full meal on that front.
I want to know, like, I remember listening. I forgot whose interview it was, but they were talking about like Michael Jackson and how like he used to create like sounds, and like his producers used to create the music for him. And they were saying like how he would like send people, like, you'd be like, oh, go to a junkyard and just throw things around and see how it sounds, right? So I want to know for you, like, is it not that same process, but it's like, yo, let me just, to find some new inspiration, let me go out and just see how things work and kind of put that into the game. Like, let me go out and see how an ambulance door may swing open, or I'm saying, the functionality of this. So do you, like, when it's in terms of like putting that into a 2K, do you go out and actually, like, look or test, things like that? Like, oh, let me go out and see, what this, what a casket might look like swinging open, or if I,
Yeah, yeah.
do you do that? Or do you, think about
Oh
doing?
yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, the team does that. So anytime we're adapting a match, from WWE. I mean, obviously, the first thing that we do, the designers will do, is just basically just gorge themselves on rewatching as many of these matches as possible to get an idea of certain interactions that they've seen, to kind of generate a list of things. So
Mm-hmm.
that's number one. And then two, when we're at mocap and we're capturing all this stuff, I mean, because really, I mean, obviously we're not able to put in a real ambulance in the mocap sphere. We have to kind of fake it. But the prop artists at the mocap studio are incredible, and everything is built to scale. And so when you're on set, you may have a list of things that you're trying to shoot for the how the casket, you can bash somebody with the casket lid or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing. But then when you're there, sometimes we were talking about creativity earlier. Sometimes an idea will just spark, and you'll be like, oh, you know what? Let's try this. And the beauty about mocap is that it's not film; it's all digital. So you can shoot for as long as you want in terms of for as long as the shoot is. So it's not like you're wasting or burning anything. So it's always cool, and we're able to experiment and capture things to see how something may play out. And then if it works and we think it's something that's worth adding, we then just process that into the game. So yeah, there's a lot of that goes on. Just kind of reviewing the matches, and then once you're on set, just kind of getting together with the talent. Maybe they might have some ideas, which is not uncommon because we work with a great group of independent wrestlers and everything, and they may have some ideas better than we capture and ends up being in the match. So it takes it's a team effort all the way around, all the way around.
It's one of those teamwork makes the dream. I feel like even when you were talking about before, you know what I'm saying, like how you guys have a team and everybody works on one accord. It really is like a teamwork makes the dream work effort.
Oh yeah,
Like you said, this is it's a massive thing. It's a big deal for real.
yeah. Nothing. I mean, nothing happens. Any success that this game has is due to the hundreds of people that are working on this. I mean, the success of the game cannot be attributed to any one individual.
Mm,
It really is the team, the strength of the team. Any idea, for example, that I might have had in the past, uh, we mentioned 2K14. Like I was the one who spearheaded the streak mode in that year's game. Okay, it's one thing to come up with an idea, but you know what? It's like, hey, B, yeah, you had it in your head, but I need my programmers, animators, everybody to take whatever I have, my vision, and make it into a reality.
mhm.
So that's whether it's audio, the animation, it's I mean, just everybody, and everybody just dialed in. I mean, you saw it for 2K22, 2K23, and now with 2K24. I mean, this is one of the best. Honestly, I'm not even going to try to. I mean, I love everybody that I've worked with on this game in the past, but this is the best group of people that I've worked with in terms of their ability to execute and to execute in a high quality manner. The people I work with, they're all stars, man. It's like I think I said it last year, like they're the Avengers, dog. And I'm like the mascot that they send out to hype everything up.
Hawkeye.
Yeah, I'm the Hawkeye of the team, and then everybody else, they got the superpowers.
Oh my god. I want to bring up the 40 years of WrestleMania. You know, you spoke about it a little bit before. Where obviously we're on the road to WrestleMania right now, and the tagline for this year's 2K is "Finish Your Story." So I want to know, just get your thoughts and opinion on the finish the story. You know, that situation going on right now with The Rock with Cody Rhodes. How are you feeling? What's the
Yeah,
vibe that you getting from that?
yeah, man. First of all, let it just be known that I love The Rock. Uh, the Rock was the guy who got me into pro wrestling, into WWE. Because I am 44 years old, so I grew up in the 80s. Right when they were, the 80s boom, rock and wrestling, and all that. And I was familiar with that. I mean, how could you not be growing up as a kid in the 80s?
Mm,
But I will say, uh, it just didn't grab me. Pro wrestling did until I got to college, and
mm,
when a buddy of mine, Amir, he kept bugging me to come hang out every Monday night in his dorm to watch, Raw, and then his buddies would switch over to Nitro. And I finally did, and I remember the first time I saw The Rock, and he cut this promo. He wasn't even wrestling; he was just cutting the promo, and I'm like, "Who the hell is this, yo? This guy's hilarious." And so he's the guy that made me a fan. So I will always be appreciative of The Rock for that. As far as his involvement in the story, I'm enjoying it. I'm glad that they pivoted back. At least they seem to have pivoted back clearly to just Cody versus Roman,
mm.
because that is a story that I want to see finished. Cody's my boy. He has been for a long time. I've been a fan of Cody since he debuted in WWE. And I knew that boy was gonna be good. Like I was like, this guy, he's like a blue, what do you call it? A blue chip stock,
Yeah.
Blue chip prospect, yeah.
blue chip prospect. Yeah. So I mean, I'm happy to see that he's on the cover of the game this year. And yeah, I think for me, okay, Roman and Cody is definitely gonna happen. It seems like. I'm thinking about what's going to happen. Who's going to main event on that night one? It seems to be like they're teasing potentially a tag match with Cody and Seth, maybe versus Rock and Roman on night one, which would be interesting. But then you have Seth, and it's like he should be defending his world title. So I'm not
Yeah.
sure how it's going to go, but I will say this: I'm intrigued to find out. This is man, WWE's just killing it right now. They're creative. Their shows, like I honestly, for as long as I've been working on this franchise, this is the hottest that the company has been in terms of like fan engagement and like people just being so invested in everything that's going on. So I can't wait. I mean, what are you guys thinking?
Listen,
Well,
I want the Rock and Roman, to be honest. TBH.
Oh, so I'm
Cody
a
can
Cody
wait.
Crybaby, is what you're saying. I'm a Cody Crybaby.
Listen, you just might be. I don't know. Listen, I have no problem with starting a book and just putting it to the side for a little bit. I see 4 books right here that I started 4 years ago that have yet to be finished. The story can wait.
You sound just like a buddy of mine. He has the same thoughts as you.
Listen, he gets it. He's on the right side of history.
one of those actually is in the book. Is a Chinese food menu. So,
One day I'll have chop suey, just not yet.
nah, but hey, look, I don't want to say I was hating on The Rock. I just didn't think it made much sense. Cause I'm like, bro, Cody Rhodes clearly won the Royal Rumble. What are you doing here? You know what I'm saying? And then he
Yeah.
comes back and he's like, well, I want to face Roman again. So I'm like, yo, what is happening? What's going on? And literally everybody's like, bro, you just need to enjoy it, bro. And I'm like, I don't. If it don't make sense, why do I need to enjoy it, bro? Like I don't. That's like to me, that's like going somewhere and be like, yo, it's my birthday. I want you get the special cake for your birthday. All right, cool. And they don't bring out cake, they bring out like vanilla pudding. I'm like, yo, what's this? And they're like, yo, just enjoy it. And I'm like, yo, I don't want this though. Like, that's not what I heard. Was y'all told me I was gonna get cake? Where's the cake? Nah, here's pudding. So that's how I felt about it. But now I'm on the fence because The Rock is pretty funny. As much as I be trying to hate, I'm like, yo, The Rock's still doing stuff from 2002. And then the other day on SmackDown, he was like, he called somebody a fatty in the crowd. I saw the chuckling. I
Yeah.
was like, all right, man, he's performing the hits. It works. What do you want from me?
So
Hey,
Heath, you're telling me if I offered you a snack pack right now, you turn it down, you'd be like, nah, I don't want no vanilla pudding.
Bro, if you offered me cheesecake with a candle, and I was like, all right, cool. I'm getting a birthday cheesecake, and you pull out tapioca pudding. I'm gonna be tight, bro. Like, I'm upset.
that's the thing. Yeah, I love me some vanilla pudding and tapioca, but not for my birthday. Not for my birthday. You know what I mean? Like, let's step it up a little bit. Can a
All
brother
right,
get some
well,
frosting?
That's
all
what I'm
right, we'll
saying.
tell KP to take that off the list. We're gonna send you some snack packs for your birthday, but never mind. So one thing I do want to ask is, in our interview last year, you mentioned that you wanted to add moves where you could dive onto multiple people, and now in the trailer we saw that it could be done.
Yeah,
So how
yeah.
excited are you about that being added, and like what's your next shot you're calling for next year now that we're here, even though this game hasn't come out yet?
Yeah, I'm glad you guys saw the trailer. And I'm not calling any more shots. Because that one was kind of a stressful one. Like because I mentioned it on your show. I mentioned it in like in an interview. Like I really wanted to see that feature in the game. And this was one of those things where, because the team, I mean, the whole team was all on board about implementing this. Internally, we call them the bowling pin dive. And
Mm,
we were brainstorming various ways of how it could be accomplished. But this was one of those features that kind of came up right against the wire where we were like, if we don't find the right approach for this, we might have to jettison this and like put this off till the next potential game. But our designers and our engineers they figured out the best way to implement this is possible to get to provide it with the most coverage as possible. And
mm.
so yes, you can now perform top rope dives, springboard dives, and if you well, first of all, I mean, if you're targeting one opponent, but there are other nearby superstars around, the impact from that attack can be used to knock down other people in your vicinity. So it occurs organically in gameplay. You'll often see it if you're just playing any, sort of multi-person match, fatal four-way, one of these, epic 8-man ladder matches. You're bound to see it. War games. So no, that was one of those things where I'm very glad that we were able to get it in. One of our new engineers, Joshua Jacobson, he was the one who kind of solved the riddle of being able to get this working and functioning. So kudos and shout out to him.
Joshua, we
And
have snack packs coming your way.
there you
Thank you.
go. Yeah, yeah. So I think I'm just gonna roll with that right now and not speculate or put out there, anything else, just because I feel good about this win that we got for 2K24. And I don't want to jinx it, moving forward. But we've always got stuff in our head.
Come on,
Man,
I know you got something. You're like, oh, maybe if we add throwing somebody up and somebody else hitting their catch and finisher as a thing, something a little wild out of the box. Who knows?
You've been sifting through my emails, dog. What's going on, man? What
Listen, I'm just saying it would be crazy if that was a thing.
I agree.
2K28. Who says no?
I agree. 2K28, man. We can probably do better than that.
All right,
yeah, man, he's a forward thinker, as you can see.
Yeah, I love it. I love that.
Nah, but forward thinkers, people like that. You need people like that to push you feel me? To push the boat forward, man.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. And that's one thing with this team that I work with. Like everybody is definitely that. It's start big and don't try to put yourself in a small creative box. It's swing for the fences. At the very least. I mean, whether or not we get that home run, it's like we're going to start there. You know what I mean? We're not going to try to put ourselves in a tiny box of creativity. Say we can only work within these constraints. It's like no,
Right.
think big, execute big, and achieve greatness.
You're doing it.
Speaking of think big and execute big, you got a big star to executive produce this year's soundtrack with Post Malone. The soundtrack also features Yeet and Busta Rhymes, just to name a few people. Is there anybody you think is missing from this soundtrack, in your opinion?
See, I love the music questions. You asked me a music question last year, and you took me to task for not having any West Coast cats in there because I was digging up No Limit Records. So for this one, if I could add anybody else to it, and I think their soundtrack's really good. Post Malone was the one who curated it. It could, I wouldn't be upset if we had some game on there.
Wouldn't be. I can't hate it. I can't love it.
I like that.
Yeah, game would be fire. Y'all could throw Ali Boumaier on there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know.
My favorite game records.
Yeah, I love that one too. Yeah, that was what was that? Jesus Piece. Was that the Jesus Piece album?
Yep.
Yeah. I was listening to that the other day. Actually, I was in the gym.
Very
and you're right,
underrated album.
It is. But yeah, because we've got Muhammad Ali in the game this year, so being able to boot up the game and hear Ali Boumaier, it's like, boom.
Come on.
I mean, Yeet. Listen, he's right there. He's on par with the game. Just dropped a new album.
Yeah.
10 out of 10 would recommend.
Yeah.
Oh, for real? 10 out of 10, huh?
Oh, it's so great. Especially in the gym, it goes crazy.
All
right.
We need that Yeet Jey Uso collab.
Oh man, that's what the world's waiting on.
Oh, that's on brand right there.
That is. But yeah, having Post Malone in the game is gonna be cool. I was working on his moveset a couple of days ago.
I saw that he got then. How?
Yeah, how does that come about, and how do you get tasked with like the moveset creation?
Well, so it's one of the things where it's like anytime you have a celebrity involvement, like I mean, one, it's always cool because it brings awareness to the game and everything. But the one thing I really respect about Post Malone and even Bad Bunny, even like these guys really care about being in the game. Like it's not just a check for them. Like they care about how they look. They want to be represented well, and because they play it too. So they want if they're playing as themselves, they want to feel like, okay, this is me. Now, obviously, Post Malone's not a wrestler, but he provided some insight as far as how he'd like his character to fight, like his fighting style and everything. So I just took that information and his notes, and I applied it, and hopefully he likes it. I think he will.
Wow, that's so dope that he was hands on with how his character is being presented like that. Because like you were saying, a lot of celebrities, they probably just take the check, but it's good to know that he wanted to be represented well.
Yeah, absolutely. And you got to respect that. If I was going to be in a video game, I'd trust me, I would care. You know what I mean? It's like how you guys plan to represent me. I can't be no schlub here. Let's go.
If I had to guess, is there like Undertaker influences?
Why do you say that?
Only because I've seen him with the Undertaker like 150 times. So I just put two and two together.
Yeah. There might be a little bit. There might be a little bit in there. Yeah.
Gotta get the game, Manny.
Yeah. Now Bryan really thinks you've seen his emails. He was like, "Oh,
Yeah, I'm like, what is happening here?
yo, look, man. I know we're pressed for time. This is my last question to you, man. I know it's we spoke about 40 years of WrestleMania. If you could rank your top 5 WrestleMania, I'll say WrestleMania main events from the 30s, from WrestleMania 30 to 39.
Okay.
If you could rank your top 5 WrestleMania main events, what would they be?
All right, well, number one, and he's no longer with the company, but WrestleMania 30, uh, Daniel Bryan, Batista, Randy Orton.
Mm-hmm.
That match was fire. Uh, Jeez, I'll put. I mean, not to be, prisoner of the moment, but even though he lost, I really did enjoy Roman and Cody from last year's Mania.
Fire.
This was not in the main event, but I'm gonna throw it out anyway, just because I feel it's Black History Month, and I gotta support and represent Kofi Kingston, and again Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
I love that match. I mean, man,
Absolute banger.
I got misty eye watching that match. That was great.
Yeah.
Let's see what else, man. Main events. I'm trying to stick to the main events. What was? See, now you can put me on the spot, and now my wrestling knowledge is. What was?
You only remember like 3 manias. You're like, oh damn.
I know, yeah. I'm like, oh man.
Some of them have 2 nights.
I know that's the thing that's throwing me off, and then it's the 30s only because I was gonna say obviously, this wasn't the main event either. But Shawn Michaels and Undertaker from WrestleMania 25, and again, wasn't the main event, but I mean, probably should have been.
Yeah.
That's the main event to me, damn it.
Yeah. What are some of yours? I'm gonna turn it on you guys.
Ooh, we'll all pick one. I'll say Sasha and Bianca Belair.
Oh yeah,
WrestleMania
I'm gonna steal that. I'm gonna steal
Mm.
that one.
37 night 1, Sasha and Bianca. What say you, Cody?
Put me on the spot, man.
It's hard, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how you got 3. I can't even think of one. I'm sitting here like, damn, what did I see?
You already
Oh,
took.
I got one. And hey, Cody, maybe we can both share this one. Again, last year's Mania, the tag match, the Usos and Sammy and Kevin Owens. That was
Mhm.
good. And that was the first time that I believe that was the first time that a tag team match main evented for WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I think.
Yep.
So that was a good one.
Yeah. You mentioned Cody and Roman last year. That was a banger. Man. What else? What other ones you got, man? Y'all put me on the spot with this one.
Yeah.
For
Seth
real.
cashing in.
Seth cashing in, that's a moment. Becky Lynch when she won the first women's main event for WrestleMania.
Oh yeah. That's a good
Yeah.
one. Yeah, and Seth cashing in, what was that? That was 31.
31?
Yeah, that was good. And that was good even before. Like when that was a good match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we did it.
Yeah, we figured it out as a team.
We figured it out, yeah.
Hey, look, that's a recurring theme.
Teamwork makes the dream work, you know what I mean?
Exactly. I was about to say that's a recurring theme in this whole interview, man. Teamwork makes the dream work, man.
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, there you have it. Our good friend Bryan Williams from 2K. What a guy, man. Thank you so much for your time, bro.
Thank you guys. Thank you for having me.
Of course, man. We looking forward to that game. Before we get out of here, please let the people know when the game drops and what they can expect.
Yeah, so WWE.
When the game drops, and if you can describe the game in one word, what would it be? There we go.
All right. So WWE2K24 releases on March 5th for early access, March 8th, everywhere else. And if I could describe the game in one word, just one.
Just one.
Brilliant.
Ooh.
You heard it here, man.
Go.
I did the one for a read. You got to put your ones. I had to.
Oh,
I
should have known that because I saw you doing that too, and I'm like, oh man, look at me, I'm all messing up over here.
He was over here trying to figure out how to say finish the story in one word.
Story.
Hey, man, hey, Bryan, thank you once again. We really appreciate you making time for us, bro. Thank you to the good people from 2K for allowing this to happen. Hey, March 5th. You guys know the deal, man. Make sure you go cop WWE 2K24, man.
Absolutely. Don't wait till the 8th. You want to get on that thing as soon as you can. Get it on March 5th. That's the best bet.
Yep.
Hey,
ASAP.
good vibes.
And thanks for having me again. Like, I mean, you're thanking me and everything, but I really just want to thank all y'all. Like, I really appreciate and enjoy coming on you guys' show. And, yeah, I'm hoping now, I mean, this is our second time doing it. Moving forward, I just want this to be like a normal thing for us. You know what I mean?
For
Hey,
sure.
I would love that, man. I would love
And you
that.
got to run the fade in 2K2. You can't just talk about the game. I need to play you. I got to make sure that you're
Hey,
also good.
All right. Well, yeah, we'll set something up. We'll set something up.
All
yeah,
right.
yeah, for real. We got to see if you really about it for real.
Oh, dog. Not only am I about it, I'm about it, dog. I got that tattoo right on my arm, you know?
Yeah.
Oh man, hey, once again, man, thank you guys. We up out of here, man. 2K March 5th. Bryan, thank you.
Thank you.
We signing out, man.